Japan has a problem. But don't we all? What's the problem then, Abu-chan? It's depopulation. We're not having enough babies in Japan. I know the solution seems simple, doesn't it? You know, just have more babies, get it busy. Sounds simple, right? Make sure you're married. But this problem is hurting the economy. The birth rate in Japan is dropping every single year. Fun fact, there are more adult diapers than baby diapers in Japan. Can you believe that? Sounds crazy, huh? Simply put, there are more old people dying every year than people being born, which means depopulation and the discrepancy just keeps growing and growing and growing. Not only is Japan expected to enter a long period of population decline, its inhabitants are aging out of the workforce. By 2036, 1 in every 3 people will be elderly. Well, that's what researchers project anyway. And there was some more research done. 70% of men aged between 18 and 34 aren't in a relationship, and 60% of women. That's really high when compared to other countries. Who knew? In the 1990s, labor laws were revised, and it meant that more people went into part-time work and less people had full-time stable jobs, which in turn meant less people thought they could afford to get married, have kids. What does that mean? That means men who have part-time jobs, not full-time income, are less stable, and their potential partners are not very interested in hooking up with somebody who can't provide for them. So in Japan, there's a lot of ladies looking for career guys, great stable jobs, and more nowadays are not looking to get married because they see it as an annoyance and they don't get to do what they want to do when they want to do it. You can't tell me what to do. Maybe they were gold diggers. Who knows? They dig for gold. Hello. Sorry, I'm busy. I have to go to work. Bye-bye. If only I spoke to her. If only we talked. It could have ended up with marriage and kids, but I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. Japan's rural population is expected to plunge another 17% in just 12 years, from 2018 to 2030. And that's according to United Nations data. Forget this. I want to go to the city. Yeah, to the city, where I can live in a tiny apartment and work a job from 9 to 10 in the night and do overtime and eat from a convenience store 3 times a day. Oh, how I desire city life. Oh, how I want to live in the city, away from this beautiful nature. I think I might move to the city. And it's crazy, by about 2040, the rural depopulation in Japan will outpace almost every country in the world, except maybe for Bulgaria and Albania. Some predict hundreds of small cities and towns will be completely deserted, and many will become unlivable by today's standards. For every problem, there's a solution! Now, there are some solutions to this problem, and the government has tried to fix it by allowing increased immigration into the country. For example, they recently approved a new visa to allow blue-collared workers from certain countries to enter Japan and work non-skilled jobs, such as maybe farming or factory work where you don't need too much skill to do. There will more than likely be more immigration into Japan, especially if things don't stabilize. Now, I'm not saying that's a problem at all. I myself am an immigrant to Japan. Japan's been a very closed society and it's slowly opening up to the world, which is great. But immigration does inevitably cause tension, especially when there is a mass amount of people coming from certain countries. And it happens all over the world. Fear is stirred up, hatred is stirred up among some groups too. But hopefully Japan will rise above that. Tell me your thoughts, I want to know. Please comment below. And you know Japan is famous for robots, right? You mean like Transformers? Not exactly like Transformers, but Japan has increased the amount of robots they use to help ease the problem of population decline. So they do jobs, for example, in the supermarket you'll see machines, self-service machines, and also when you go into phone shops there's machines that can serve you. There's even machines that say, "Yes, monsieur." Stop
Stop yelling.
I genuinely hope Japan fixes its population problem and things stabilize, because it hasn't been stabilizing for the last few years and it's just going down, 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 down. Also, and how do you think Japan can solve its population problem? Is it by going back to the traditional family where the woman stays home, has a baby, and a guy goes to work and wins the bread money? Or do you think it's an inevitable situation of the 21st century, the modern world, where both parties go to work and families are just not as important? Do you think it's good? Are we already overpopulated? Or do you think in order to save Japan, its traditions and its society, they do need to have more kids and possibly think about having less career women or less career men to look after the kid? What do you think? Please comment below. Let me know. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this informative video and you were amused by my skit. But please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I shall see you on the next video. Sayonara. Have you subscribed? No? Okay, you can do it after the video ends. Bye bye.